everyone, my name is Ms. Douglas and I'll be your psychology instructor for the next semester, and I'm going to try to do something new with the discussion questions. I'm going to be posting short videos and you will respond to this. For chapter 1, we're going to go with 2. You'll respond to 2 of the videos that I post, and that'll be your discussion. I'm hoping it encourages engagement and helps you get to see my perspective of psychology for whatever that's worth, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. If not, we'll come up with another plan. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is what is psychology and how it relates to you and what you can do with a degree in psychology. So psychology is the scientific study of human behavior and mental process. It also does work with animals, but for our purposes, we do talk about humans more. Because we are human, but we have learned a lot from researching animals, and we'll talk about that in chapter 2. How does it relate? It relates to everybody. It's how we sleep, why we can't sleep, how we learn, and what makes it difficult to learn, how we remember things, what motivates us, our mental health, how our brain works, all of these things and more. So it relates to literally every major you could possibly have, and it relates to us personally. So it relates to us personally and professionally. So that's why I love psychology, because it literally relates to everything. What can you do with a degree in psychology? With a bachelor's, it's pretty tricky. There's not a lot you can do with a bachelor's in psychology, unless it's maybe industrial organizational psychology, and then you can work in HR, human resources. But you really do need to go for that advanced degree if you want to major in psychology. And I know most of you probably aren't majoring in psychology. Some cool fields of psychology are, there's behavior, sorry, my brain froze for a second. There is educational psychology, where we study how we can better educate children. There's industrial organizational psychology, which works with human resources, that helps people, helps employees and employers and their employees work better together. It helps employee retention. And there's health psychology that helps people live healthier lives. There's counselors, which is what are therapists, which most people think of when they think of psychology. But that's a huge field. And it's a hugely broad field. You could be working with people who, everything from relationship problems to debilitating psychological disorders and everything in between. There are neuropsychologists who are working with how the brain works, and mapping the brain and figuring out how to maximize our brain. And one field that everybody seems to be really interested in is forensic psychology, with the whole true crime wave of podcasts and interest. And that's studying, the really dark side of psychology, why people commit crimes, why people become serial killers, why people do really bad things to each other. And that is a huge, interesting field, but there's not a lot of need for that field, which is probably a good thing. So TV would make you think that there's a million forensic psychologists just running around solving crimes, but that's not actually the case. There's really only a limited amount. On the opposite side, there's the positive psychology movement, where we talk about maximizing our potential and our growth and helping us live our best lives. So those are some little nuggets of what you could do with a degree in psychology. So I have 2 questions for this video, and you could pick one. One would be, what do you want to get out of psychology? And what do you think is going to relate to you that we're going to learn? In essence, what are you excited about learning in psychology? And the second question is, if you were going to major in psychology, what would you major in and why? Thank you for logging in today.